Hey guys, today we're going to be covering how to effectively do leaf mulching for customers, so stick around. Alright gang, I'm sure everyone has loved the cooler weather, and now that it's finally here and the season's changing, the leaf season's about to be in full swing. So we had a few basic things to communicate first before we jump into this video. For this last week or so, we're going to be doing leaf mulching for every single customer on the mowing routes. So even if they don't have a service listed for that customer for leaf mulching, we're going to treat that service as a leaf mulching visit. This is because we want to show every customer what we're capable of, and we hope that they stick around with us through the fall season. So for the leaf mulching service, you'll have 2 pre-check items and then 5 action steps. The first thing you'll want to do is determine if the lawn can be mulched. So light dusting is totally fine up to moderate coverage. You just don't want to attempt to cut a lawn and mulch it if it just looks really thick. Usually what we say is if you can't even see the grass at all, then it's probably a good indication that you don't want to mulch the leaves. The next thing you want to make sure that you do is you have to start the timer. Customers are paying for this service by time, so if you forget to clock in, make sure you double check. That's just a really important step. Alright, on to action steps. Number 1 is pre-blow the property to get leaves into play. So what we mean by that is just make sure that the leaves are in a place where the mower can actually mulch them. For a 2-person crew, 1 person starts on the mower and the other person starts on the blower. The person on the blower is going to be blowing off driveways, sidewalks, front porches, fence lines, around trees and obstacles, patios. This also includes low decks. Generally the rule is if they are head height or below, you can go ahead and blow them off. We just say that don't go on the higher decks because that's mainly just for privacy for the customer's sake. And then also remember that you're trying to do this quickly. So even though there's a lot maybe to blow off, you just want to kind of work at a quick pace, stay on your toes, get some cardio in. If you're on a 3-man crew, you may have to bounce back and forth between the front and the back lawn, and you may have to do this multiple times to kind of keep up with both mowers. So the goal is to keep up with the leaves as they fall so that they don't accumulate. So if we don't provide this service, the only other option the customer has is either to clean them up themselves or to wait until all the leaves fall and then pay for an expensive leaf cleanup visit where we have the leaf blowers and the curbside vacuuming. So we just want to provide as much value as we can to the customer as possible. So the one exception to pre-blowing is garden beds. Don't blow garden beds unless there's a specific note. Customers actually pay extra for this and they have to request it from the office. So make sure you read the notes for each visit because this will change sometimes week to week. Action step 2, mow the lawn with leaves as the priority. So you're going to want to blow the leaves as your main focus. You're going to want to mulch in a circle. Don't worry about striping at this point. That's something you would do at the very end. Once the leaves are in a pile, you can go ahead and mulch as best as you can, as you'll see in the video. Then you'll blow the leaves from the center outward. Action step 3, blowing. The blower aids with the mulching, so you're going to try to keep up with the mowers. There's going to be sections that they can't get to, or maybe leaves kind of fly out from the mower into areas that they've already done, or in an obstacle, and so you're going to want to try to keep up with them. The other reason or way that the blower can help is whenever the mower goes over a pass, not all the leaves are going to be covered, or maybe some leaves will be in like a little string. And you're going to want to blow those leaves into the lawn to get those either back into play or to help the mower so they don't have to go over that spot again. It just really speeds up the times. You can actually cut the time in half if you're an effective person on the blower. Again, the goal is to collect all the leaves so that you can mulch them with the mower. As you can see in this video, Andy is mowing in a circle pattern in order to get them into a pile. Also notice Andy's able to maintain a striping pattern because the leaves are far enough away from his section. This is going to save him some time at the very end of the job. So you can see halfway through this pass, Andy actually closes the quick shoot because he's about to hit some more leaves and he doesn't want them to fly into the section that he just got cleaned up. So you have to think, how do you maintain an area that's clean and also an area that's full of leaves? At this point you can see how a second person using a blower would be really effective. This would just allow the mower to keep on doing what they're doing and not have to worry about getting all the leaves around the tree. Now later on, the person that, if they came from the front, they could come to the back, blow around the tree, get the leaves back into play. But until they do, the mower really can't do anything. So if you guys get to a lawn and there's a really heavy covering of leaves over the lawn, a general rule of thumb is if you can't see the grass, then it's probably too thick to mulch. These customers will need to be referred for our leaf blowing and curbside vacuuming service. This is quite a bit more expensive, keep in mind. So typically we err on the side of attempting to mulch. This is especially true if you're new to the leaf season and have never experienced what the equipment is capable of. So try to do your best in making the right call, on a case-by-case basis. So even though you guys are tempted probably to go super quick and maybe rush through your list, your primary goal is to make the lawn look great. So do whatever you got to do, pay attention to detail, and leave the lawn looking amazing and be proud of your work. As always, notes are super important. Remember that customers' preference on garden beds and that kind of thing will change from week to week, so make sure you're checking notes every week even if you've been there before, and then also leave notes for the office if something needs to be communicated. So guys, we don't expect anyone to be a pro at this at first, but it won't take long to learn, and once you're fully trained, this service should take about as long as it will take to cut a lawn in the spring, maybe with double cutting here and there. Remember though that customers are paying for your time on site, and the most that they'll be charged is double, but we try to keep their price as low as possible. So it's really important for you guys to think efficiently, to work quickly, and to really focus on quality. We're just trying to give the customers the best value for this service. Action step 4, trim afterwards. So you're only going to trim what's needed. Some lawns will have a decent amount of trimming, and then others will hardly have anything to trim. So think of this more as spot trimming. The goal is just to make it look good if it needs it. All right, so for the last step, this goes right along with what you guys have been doing all season, just making sure that, sidewalks and streets, any kind of concrete is blown off of dust and other debris. And remember to be mindful of the neighbors' property, their driveways, their yards. If you do blow leaves into the neighbor's lawn, it's really important, especially if the neighbor sees it, or even if they don't, if you don't even know they're watching, is to go and, dig those back out, blow them back onto the lawn. All right, guys, that's the end of the video. Happy leaf mulching, have fun, and stay safe. We'll catch you in the next one.